Hi everyone!
Hi!
Namaste dosto! Welcome to our channel, Parati Rusi Jodi, and in today's video you're gonna know how we met each other. This is the question which got so many inquiries all around from many people, and today we're gonna reply your question, how we met.
So let's start.
Our first meeting dates back to
2018.
Yes, 2018, and it happened in February, exactly around from 5th to 9th of February. Yeah, when I was traveling to Cyprus as a solo traveler.
And I was working there as a consultant in a company in Larnaca. And somehow...
How?
Somehow I found her on Instagram and I wrote her a message. And we met for a coffee at the Starbucks in Larnaca Marina, if I remember. And we had really nice conversation.
That was so interesting. Yeah, I was traveling there alone as just a solo traveler, and somehow he messaged me. I don't know, he found me on Insta. And I swear to God, I've never replied on messages on Instagram from strange people, but this time I thought, okay, seems that just a normal guy wants to talk. Yeah, and it was the last day of my travel in Cyprus. We decided to meet up for a coffee in Starbucks, and you know, to be honest, it was the best time ever in a cafe with unknown person with whom we were talking about politics. And you know, it was the first time in my life when somebody was talking about the relationship between China and other countries, especially India, as he was from India, so interestingly. And that's how, you know, I noticed him for the first time as a very interesting and intelligent guy.
Yeah, so she was leaving next day and we met and said goodbye to each other, not knowing that it's not the last goodbye.
Yeah, I was really thinking that it's going to be the last goodbye.
But then I moved to India after some time, and she moved back to Russia for her studies. And I think she went to China also for 2 months there to study Chinese culture, right? Then I got a new job in Israel. I was pursuing my PhD, and I moved there in November.
November.
Yeah, something like I was moved in October end, but yeah, my studies were starting in 1st of November. And she surprisingly visited Israel at that time.
Planning to travel somewhere, and somehow I chose Israel as a destination, and surprisingly he was there. Such a coincidence.
And we met each other there again. And we visited, of course, a few places in Israel. We went to the Dead Sea, if you remember, right? And yeah, that's where we started our friendship, and it started to begin more and more.
Yeah, we decided to continue as a couple from Israel because we thought that we are too interesting to each other. So yeah, and I think that's how we consider ourselves as a couple. Yes, everything started in Israel in 2018.
Yeah, and then I think I was visiting Germany in December for my PhD work. Yeah. And she visited Germany for my birthday, and it was surprisingly surprised.
As well, yeah.
As well.
Yeah, that time when you were doing PhD in Israel, you traveled a lot. Yes, and that's how it also motivated me to travel. That time I also worked a little bit as part-time in Russia, and that's how I could afford also a little bit for the tickets and for my travels, yes, for short trips. And that's how we traveled a lot. Yeah, in December we went to Germany, and then in January we went to Greece.
But was not like this. I think in December on my birthday we decided that we were gonna meet different country every month.
Yeah.
And that's where we traveled to the Greece in the January.
Yeah, in January we went to Greece, and it was really amazing. That time we went to an amazing place, Meteora Monasteries in mountains. It was one of the stunning destinations I've ever visited.
The views were breathtaking, if I remember.
Yeah. After that trip, I came back to my country to continue my study, and he also was working and studying his PhD. And again in February, we met up in
Italy, because I was there for
Italy.
work. We visited to the famous carnival in Viareggio.
I've never visited such carnivals before, and for me it was really interesting. And then we also went to visit this famous leaning Pisa Tower as well. Yeah, we have a few photos also as well from the trip. It was quite interesting.
Yeah, and very interesting place, Luca.
Yeah, many places. And then again, I went back to my country to continue my study. He was continuing his work as well. And next month we met in Amsterdam, Netherlands. Very unusual experience for me as a Russian girl, and yeah.
And you know that Netherlands is also famous for Tulip Festival. We visited 𝐄𝐍𝐉𝐎𝐾, if you remember. It was an amazing trip.
Yes, this is the country of tulips.
And what about your next trip? Where did you go?
So yeah, as a next trip, of course, after a month, we went to Finland, yes, and Estonia. From Finland, we also went for cruise to Estonia. Also an amazing experience. So it was.
Yeah, I think it was the first time that we have been to the cruise, right?
Yes. Anyway, everything was happening there for the first time, like starting from that November, and when we were traveling each month to every country. For me, it was something amazing. That's how he stole my heart.
And after that, like April, it was our last trip, and then suddenly stopped everything. And as everyone says that after a white stripe, there is always a black stripe. So after that, we had some difficult period for 1 year and more, maybe. We were struggling a lot, but first part that we are sharing in the video was more like our joyous moment or happy moments of the starting of our relationship. And I hope you liked it. And in the next video, we're gonna share about the journey that we had during the COVID time, difficult time, and still how we maintained everything.
But about this, you're gonna know in the next part. Thank you for watching us. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I really hope you enjoy this video. Yes.
Thank you. Bye bye for watching us.
Bye bye.